Stace, how are you, my friend?
Hey, good. How are you? 110. Look at that.
This. 110. I love that number because 1 and 1 is 22. And I could be wrong, but I don't think I am. I think Sly's high school football number was 22.
22. You are
Wasn't
correct.
it?
Was,
So
in
this
fact,
is
22.
This is interesting. I love
How'd
this.
you do in math in high school? How was that?
How did I do in math in high school? Did you read my book? Cue the Rocky music. I did horrible. Are you
Not so
kidding
good.
me? Hey, how are you doing today?
I'm good. Just, hanging in there, keeping, the senior asylum going downstairs.
Right? Yeah.
All is good. Just got to get mom's blood sugar under control. Her back surgery was delayed for a little while we get her
really? Okay.
blood sugar back under control. They believe it was all of the injections, the steroid injections for her hip and her knee. Just as an FYI, steroids can spike your blood sugar if you're a diabetic.
Okay.
So she's had several injections over the past year, which they think threw off her diabetes. So her back surgery is delayed for now. So
all right. Well,
yeah,
we wish her luck. I hope she's feeling. Yeah. Is she in a lot of pain? Little pain? Doing okay?
Medium. It's when she moves, she's getting that sharp shooting pain, and that's she has that bulging disc at the L4-5, and so we got to go get that fixed. Yeah.
Tell her she's got to stop lifting cement blocks. She needs to just take it easy.
Yes. It's hard to keep her still. I'll tell you. She
really?
Oh, yeah. She has no tolerance for
I
this.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So
I got you. Hey, what was happening in 2010?
So 2010, we have actually 3 cool things that Mr. Stallone was up to. Starting with the most obvious, which is his movie, was The Expendables. So I think most people would probably know that right off the top in 2010.
Hey, let me ask everybody in the chat right now.
Yeah.
You guys, what was your favorite Expendables? We got 4 of them, right? My favorite one was 1. The first one was excellent. And I do believe there were 2 versions of it. There was a theatrical version, and then when the DVD came out, Sly recut it and he put different music in it. So if you guys have seen both versions of Expendables 1, please put in the chats what you guys liked, what you guys prefer. I'd be very interested in that.
Okay, that'll be curious.
What did you see both cuts of it?
I've seen each of the Expendables maybe a few times, but I don't know Expendables certainly not the way I know Rocky or Rambo. But
you do know your Rockies. I'll give you that.
So also you knew this, and he got Guy's Choice Award. Tell us about that. Yeah.
All right. So the Guy's Choice Award, guys voted on who their favorite action star was. And of course, Sylvester Stallone came up the big winner in 2010, and they gave him this award. This is crazy. Look at this thing. It's the Guy's Choice Award, Sylvester 2010. It is a set of antlers. And I'm assuming that is from the machismo point of view of murdering defenseless deer in the woods, Bambi, blowing their brains out, getting them taxidermy, Bambi killers, and then putting the stupid racks up on their walls as a trophy like the Predator. Yeah, I've got 2 brother-in-laws that do that, and I always goof on them. I love my brother-in-laws, Timmy and Tommy. Love them to death. I really, really do, and I respect them. But I love goofing on them and teasing them about the antlers.
The antlers,
I just walk around the house like this sometimes. Oh, that's a nice room. It's a lovely room of death. And I just shut up.
And then let's see. And then the last thing, which I do not recall this, I don't remember, the International Boxing Hall of Fame. He was inducted into as a non-participant.
Yeah, because of what. And here's the thing with this. Sly did a great deal for boxing in the mid to late 70s and the early 80s. He did more for boxing than a lot of other people. Now, yes, people at first there was a little bit of blowback on that. Like, why is Sylvester Stallone an actor? Yes, but it's not like, if we were to look at this, Kevin Costner. I remember I got into an argument with someone about this, and of course I won. So they said, that's like Kevin Costner being inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame for Field of Dreams. No, it's not. That was a story about fathers and sons and regret and things that you should have taken care of that you never did before. That's what that was. I said it just happened to be set. It was a baseball. It was a whole other thing. I said, what Stallone did, I don't know that Kevin Costner got a lot of young people to sign up for baseball teams in Pee Wee League. And I don't know that that happened. But Sylvester Stallone, it is a proven fact that Sly got guys to join gyms for boxing.
Yes.
Okay. Now, and I say this, if you go back and watch 60 Minutes, okay, they interviewed Mike Tyson and Customato way back in the day, and they're in Customato's Catskill gym. And as Mike's in the ring with Kevin Rooney boxing, on the back wall are several Rocky posters. Okay, my thing is that Rocky has been very influential in the boxing world. How many fighters have worn red, white, and blue shorts? I know you don't follow the boxing game, right?
Not really, no.
Yeah, no. Did Kevin follow boxing at all?
He did, yeah.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Yeah.
From time to time, you would see certain underclass fighters wearing the red, white, and blue, or maybe the white and the red, or the black and gold. Tyson Fury, who was the reigning heavyweight champ of the world, he just got his clock cleaned a few weeks back. He would always enter the ring. He entered the ring once as Apollo Creed with the red, white, and blue. He wore the colors and the shorts. He was really into it. I think he even played Living in America. I think he had done that to James Brown. So anyways, it's been influential, and that's why he got inducted. But Mike Tyson was also there on the stage with him, and it was up in Conestoga, New York. That's the boxing Hall of Fame.
But we got this picture of that. So
yeah, there we go. And this is also, you can see Sly's hair. Sly only had this haircut really once, and that was during the filming of Bullet to the Head. So there you go. Got a sharp suit on. He looks great. Then again, he always looks great.
He does. I agree.
Who was our guest on episode 10, Stacy?
Episode 10 was Raminder Yadav from India.
Nice.
And we just want to send a shout out to him, a hello, and just love him to pieces. I just love Raminder, and we talk every now and again. We're always texting and messaging, and I loved his episode because he had something very specific to say about every Rocky. Like to him, what the main theme was of Rocky 1, of Rocky 2, of Rocky 3, and how it really impacted him.
Yeah.
I also loved his story of he didn't have, when he was a kid in India, 110 degrees or whatever it was, he didn't even have a VHS yet. Player, pardon me. He didn't even have a VHS player yet, but he knew he was going to get one someday. So he would like cycle down to the video store and collect all the Rocky movies just to have them for the occasion when they could buy a VHS player, you know? So I just, I'm like, this is when he was a little kid. So, I mean, a Rocky fan through and through, and we just love him to death. We hope he can get over here someday because we want to meet him. We will have Rocky Files Con at some point in the future.
I think so.
We're still working on it, but we got to get him here when we do that. But Raminder, thank you just for always showing us so much support. Now, you, Mr. Michael, got recommended in a little magazine called National Geographic. The Traveler. Why don't we go there?
So I am sitting Sunday in my chair watching some television, and Lee Grounds from the UK, Instagram friend of mine, sends me a message. Mike, you made National Geographic Traveler, the July-August edition. I go, what? Excuse me? What?
What?
And he goes, yeah, here. And he sends me a picture of the cover of it. And then he sends me a picture of the little blurb that they wrote about me and the tour. And I'm sitting there. I'm in a National Geographic magazine.
See?
Are you kidding me?
Right.
That's huge.
Yeah. It's a big deal.
Kidding? That's a big deal. And so I'm looking at, Sue went into the kitchen. I don't know. She went to put a salad in or something, and or a sandwich or whatever. And I said, I'm not going to believe this. So I pull up, I show the pictures, and she's looking at it, and she's looking back at me as if something, a UFO flew across her face. What? National Geographic? I go, yeah. I said, I can't believe this. I said, my God, this is a real thing. And so it just goes to show you never know who's watching. You never know who's reading. You never know who's being influenced. And I still even haven't really had time to process that.
Right.
You know, when I was a kid, I used to read National Geographic all the time. It is a great magazine, periodical, and it's prestigious. It's up there with 60 Minutes. So I said to myself, wow, Mike, you did National Geographic, man. You know, that's a big thing. And I hope to get a copy of it I'm hoping some of my friends overseas are able to get a copy and send it to me. As I told them, I'll pay for it, no problem. But I tried to go on to National Geographic Traveler, and it's based out of the UK, and they won't ship a magazine here, which is strange, but whatever. They won't. I tried last night and they won't ship it. So anyways.
Yeah, so let's put that in the chat. Anyone over there in Europe who can grab you a copy, you'd pay them to ship it over.
Yeah, yeah. And we'll even put a picture up and show you what the cover looks like. So you'll keep an eye out. So when you see, oh, that's it, we can grab that and get Mike a copy or two. And so I'm very excited about that.
That's so cool. We should do a post about it too. I'm sure you'll end up with 10 copies. Are you kidding me?
I would love that. Yeah, I know. I would love that, because I would love to take a copy, the picture, right? And then take the blurb and put it right next to the magazine, cut it out, and then just put it on the wall here somewhere.
Yeah.
Because that National Geographic, and the more I think about it, I say to myself,
congratulations. That's a testament to all your hard work. That's awesome.
Well, here's the deal about hard work. And I want to talk very quickly about Rocky fans and another movie franchise fans that I absolutely adore. I am a not so closeted Ghostbusters fan. I'm a big Star Wars fan. I'm a big Jaws fan.
Yeah.
I appreciate Harry Potter. I like the books better than the movies, but I love both of them. Anyways, Ghostbusters has really, really had a huge effect in my life. It's one of my go-to movies that I watch the original Ghostbusters probably about 10 times a year. I do watch it often.
Really? Wow.
I do. Okay. I really do. And I'm hoping Santa brings me one of those really nice movie authentic proton packs, because I want to put it on somewhere down here. What am I going to do with a proton pack? I don't know.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter, but I know I want one. I just want to put it on, and when Sue goes to bed at night, I'll come down here and I'll walk around and I'll think about things and I get ideas for things. I just want to walk around with my proton pack. Just walk around and hear the humming noise come from the back of it. I love it. That's me. But anyways, the 40th anniversary of Ghostbusters was was it Saturday or Sunday? And in New York City, of course, the exterior of the Ghostbusters garage has been used in numerous films, and so that's where a lot of fans congregated. And you'll see a little video I put together. You'll see how Ghostbuster fans and Rocky fans kind of not that far apart. They both have the same level of passion.
Right, for sure.
Would you just put that video up, Stace?
Yes, here we go.
I love that. And you can see the passion that's in both of these character fan bases. And I'm really excited for Rocky Day to come again, December 3rd this year. I think it may be even bigger, better organized. Not that the first one was poorly organized. It wasn't. It's just that I think Sly was I know for a fact Sly was very surprised at the turnout that he got. And, you're talking about 3,000 people showed up, right? So that was on a cold December day when it was raining. It was a horrible day. And seeing the looks on all of the fans' faces was absolutely spectacular. And if you go back and anybody can go back and look on YouTube for the 40th anniversary of Ghostbusters. My brother Jason sent me some good videos because he knows I love Ghostbusters, and I was looking at them on Sunday, and I couldn't believe the love that these characters. It just, I get that. I really get the passion and the love, and so for the character base, the fan base, they're not that different, not really, because they all take something away from us. And I don't know. Google it, people. I just wanted to talk about that. Just, I don't know. There's two of my biggest passions is Ghostbusters and Rocky. I don't talk about Ghostbusters that much,
but so we have our dear friend Trish was there for.
Was she?
Yes. So I have some pictures.
We got to see these.
Here we go. Here's Trish at Ghostbusters 40th.
Only Trish could bring John Belushi back to life for the
right. I just wanted to show her off because these pictures are so fun. Look at how cute she is.
Look at that. That is awesome. Slimer.
Love it.
I love it.
She's so cute. She is so
fun. She wrote me a few things. She was really sweet. She had not intended on going down to the fire station that day. She was literally home folding laundry.
Right.
And she's like, laundry can be done later. I'm going to go down to the Ghostbusters garage. And she went down and she was hanging out there, and it was pretty awesome. Stacy, I just want to say thank you for letting me just talk a little bit about the Ghostbusters. I mean, I know there's a little connection there, but I love that.
And then I just wanted to do a shout out to Austin Gomes. Big
Austin, how's he doing?
Yeah, he's doing great. He got his real estate agent license.
Come on.
Yes, he did.
Wow.
And I was so proud of him. I think he was in nursing school as well. And then if he was anything like me, discovered it's not what you think it is. And then he got his real estate license, and which is, I will say, now is the time, because the boomers are selling their homes like crazy right now. So
it's a seller's market right now.
Yeah. So it's high time for the real estate agents to, really be part of that sort of transition. Because they are selling their homes as they're aging. So it's
good for him.
A good place for him to be.
Hey, Stacy, our guests today, they're pretty impressive guys. Now, I'm gonna let you really build up to them. But the only thing I want to say about these guys, there are no two finer guys that know how to wear a black fedora.
Right?
These guys know how to bring it. Stacy, who are we talking about today?
So we are talking about on Instagram, they're called the Rocky Bros 1979. Sly follows them as well, which is such a wonderful recognition. Yeah. And they just started their entire page because of COVID and what are we going to do with our time? And it's become like this force in the Rocky world. How we, as fans, we all just celebrate Rocky and Sly, and they've become a big presence there. And their names are Rick and Nick, and I'm going to bring them in. Hey, guys.
Hey, everybody. What's going on, guys? How's it going? Pleasure, guys. Pleasure.
So nice to see you.
Look at these guys. I mean, I am. Hey, yes.
If you thought it was bad enough there was only one of us, you got two Hammond-Eggers here today.
I love it.
I'm doing it up nice with you guys today. Thank you so very much.
You guys are so handsome. Have you guys ever thought of doing an ad for Beast Cologne?
Hey, that's the most idea.
Could you see them splashing it on their face, walking down the street with the hats?
If there is such a thing, please let us know, because we'll go get it. We'll go get it. Actually, I'm gonna stop all that silliness real quick. I'm more of the aroma of asparagus type of a guy myself.
Asparagus.
I'm on that healthy diet. So
I understand that.
Yeah, and I'm the sweet smell. Yeah.
I understand that. I know a lot of people confuse my scent with Parmesan cheese, a little bit of garlic.
That's kind of nice, though. I like that.
Yeah, a little olive oil. That's not bad. Guys, what is it about the character of Rocky that, all right, let me back up. First of all, do you both share the same favorite Rocky film?
No.
Okay.
And I got to say this with all due respect to all the films, it's a hard no.
Gotcha.
So if Nick doesn't mind,
go ahead.
Mike, would you like to hear?
I do. I want to hear your ranking.
Okay,
Tell me.
So, except for Nick, we kind of all know, anybody who's a fan of the Rocky universe, that it's Rocky 3 is the greatest in the franchise. Okay, I say this all the time just to terrorize Nick.
It's a rib. It's a rib.
So for me, Mike, Stacy, it's being a 12-year-old boy in 8th grade. And having the opportunity now to go to the movies by myself. So that's the movie I probably saw the most theatrically. Before, my big brother, Jay Jordan, would have to take me, and he's limited on how many times he wants to see Rocky 2, even though he's a small guy. But Rocky 3, you're 12 years old, you got your own allowance money. And for me, I was thinking about this the other day. We're always pondering Rocky thoughts, right? So Hulk Hogan is my favorite wrestler of all time. I knew about Mr. T from the Tough Man competitions. We got the statue. The statue plays such a paramount role. Sadly, Mickey's character, only goes so far in the movie. But the joining forces with Team Creed, Apollo, Duke. It's so I'll say this with all due respect, and then Nick's going to chime right in and tell you which one is his favorite one. It's maybe not per se the best movie, the strongest point, which it is in all of the movies, but the fun factor of Rocky 3 makes it for me the best.
Totally understand that.
Understanding that what this Hammond is about to say is probably more true than what I said, but those are my feelings. Nick, take it away.
Well, unlike Rick, the Rocky 3, that is the movie we saw the most. That was the movie that we were able to go out and be by ourselves and go do.
I would agree. I saw Rocky 3 63 times in that summer. Because I'm about your age as well. I'm 56. And so that would have put me at around 12, 13 years old, 14 years old, somewhere in that ball, 15, maybe 15. I forget. But anyways, I would used to cut grass, and I would see Rocky 3 the mall. I would walk downtown, and I saw that maybe 63 times that summer. So I'm with you guys. I'm with you guys on that. All right. Go on, Nick. Tell me what your favorite Rocky is.
Well, mine it's probably everybody, or for the majority of the folks, it's Rocky 2. No doubt. It's Rocky 2. It's the best. It really is the best of all of them. And no disrespect, we love all the Rocky movies.
Sure.
Rocky 2 for me, because my story on this guy with the magazine.
Oh, that's a throwback. They don't make those for movies anymore. Those old movie magazines.
You remember
that's rare.
Press.
And Rocky 2 has one too. Rocky 2 has a big fold-out one.
It somewhere around.
I know you do.
So for me, my love, or why it started for me, it was back in I guess it would have been like 1980 or whatever at that time.
Okay.
And the reason why it's 80, because 79 Rocky 2 drops in theaters. Showtime, we had cable. I was home with the chicken pox. Right. I was home with the chicken pox, and all of a sudden this movie comes on, and I watch it like 4 or 5 times or whatever in a row in that same day. Like I kept watching it.
That's great.
Wow.
What that movie did to me as a little boy, and it resonates. That's the thing that resonates with me. What it did to me, it's just the feeling, how it gave me like a feeling inside. Like I felt, you know what, I'm going to go outside. I'm just going to go run. I'm just going to go. I don't know where. But I'm going to go run.
Right.
So that was my thing. But it's just that movie from beginning. I like the two things, because Apollo, he is the guy, the bad guy supposedly, right? But he's not, right? He's got his own things going on that he's dealing with, as well as Rocky. Because I never hate the guy, never. Hate
of course,
like that. No, he's our main man. Like me and Rick always.
Sure.
And by the way, even with 2 bad knees in his back, a little sore sometimes, Nick still to date when he watches Rocky 2, maybe he doesn't run, but he gyrates a little bit like he did back in 1980.
Yeah, right.
That's
I get it.
We're compensating for not being able to run anymore.
I understand that.
Yeah.
But the thing that Nick and I always say, and we hold pretty much hard stance, 3, 2, and then the rest of the franchise. But we always say we love all the movies. In particular, And Mike and Stacy, you guys talk about this all the time. Rocky 5 gets a bad rap. It's a beautiful movie in its own merits. However, in ranking it, we'll be honest, Nick and I do put that as the 6th installment as our favorite. Certainly never meaning that it's not a good movie or we don't like it.
Yeah.
No, there just has to be an order. And
that's just our order. Well, that's the one we agree on.
Yes.
Listen, here's the thing. There is no wrong answer. And this is something that took me a very long time to come to this awareness, this realization. I used to think if Rocky 1 was not your favorite Rocky movie, you're dead to me. That's it. That's how it was. Rocky 1, no exceptions. Right. That's it. And then I started doing, and that's as an adult, okay, into my 40s. That's how I believe that. Now I'm doing these tours and I hear from people from around the world, and they're giving me, just like you two did, very valid, in-depth reasons why one is loved over another. Whether it's 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever. And I said to myself, Mike, there's no wrong answer here. There is no wrong answer, because it is our own life's experiences. What we've lived to this point brings us to where we are at any given point. And then you're given Rocky Balboa, or you're given Rocky 3 or Rocky 4, and you say, oh my God, that's where I am in my life right now. I'm at Rocky 3 stage. I lost it. Now I got to go get it back. Or I'm at Rocky Balboa stage. I lost my mentor. I lost my mother. I lost my dog. I lost my knees. my knees hurt. Whatever it is.
Very true.
And you relate to that. So I really, really, really get that. For the longest time, I had the most controversial stance. Rocky 4 to this day is my least favorite Rocky. It's dead last at all times. It never gets past dead last.
And never change.
But Rocky 5 is a great movie, but flawed. It is flawed. I understand that. Yeah. But can't beat the hat in the
you can't. And for Stacy or yours favorite pick, you are correct. There is no wrong answer, because at the end of the day, this is what Nick and I say when we ask our friends what the favorite movie is. You're a winner because you're in on the Rocky franchise.
It doesn't matter. Exactly.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Everything's winner. But Mike, you make a great point. And even though there's not change, like you said, Rocky 4 per se is your least favorite, or if I'm using the correct wording.
Well, I still love it.
You love it.
I still love Rocky 5. I've seen Rocky 4 about 300 times. So when I say it's my least favorite, it's like I have 6 children. Yeah, I love all my children. But like Rocky 4 is the one who at 14 steals the car, does donuts in the snow, hits the bumper of another car, and I got to go to court and I got to bail him out and all that stuff. That is the troubled one, but but I still love it. I still love
it. When we love them all. But the point that you made was revisiting your ranking as life progresses and you get to a certain age.
Yeah. So you're so right.
56. Nick and I are 55. But Nick and I will tease each other all the time, and you made the point as well. Why isn't Rocky 1 our favorite? It's the Academy. It's the 3-time Academy Award-winning movie. It's the one that started the franchise, and we love it. Yeah. But we mutually agree it's our 3rd favorite in the franchise.
Gotcha. Okay, interesting. Wow.
Yeah. No, and it really makes a lot of sense to me. And I've had such an eye-opening experience because of the tours and talking to people from around the world. Stacy, what do you think about these two guys?
Oh my God. Yeah, when I found you guys, number one, you were the easiest follow. You have the positivity, no drama. You capture the spirit. You capture the keep punching. Like, all your posts is that elevating feeling that you get as you leave a Rocky movie is how your page feels. So that's why your reach out was so easy, because I'm like, they just, how you guys feel is how the movies feel. And then you guys send in your interview questions here, and you answered them beautifully. And Rick, I just wanted to address your answer here. Finding the motivation to have a boxing match using Rocky 6 as inspiration. Tell us that story. I love this.
Ooh, okay. So it's heavy. So, when I'm not busy here hanging out with me ham and egg friend Nick all the time. By the way, we've known each other. We're 55. We've known the entire 55 years.
How did you meet? Were you like in the same baby ward when you were delivered?
No, not at all. But close enough.
Through the church, my parents were church members, and they were born in 1968. And I was talking to my dad about this yesterday because I wanted to kind of confirm. Go hard in remembering, but he goes, "I think I met Nick's parents in the church in 1961." So they had a friendship before, and I like teasing Nick because I'm born in June. Nick's November 21st, if you know what that date is.
Nice, nice, Rocky.
So I would tease Nick all the years, and I said, I knew your folks before you did. We were rascally kids, same Sunday school class, and getting pinched all the time for talking about Rocky or sports.
There you go.
Yes, but in regards to the boxing, so when I'm not hanging out with Nick and living life and being a dad and taking care of my dad and all that fun stuff, I'm a USA boxing coach. I do.
Nice.
I coach my son, whose name is Robert.
Nice, of course.
Whose colors for his first fight were the Rocky II trunks.
Nice.
Okay, so that just reinforces why Sly was inducted into the Boxing Hall of Fame.
Yeah, we've had that discussion many times.
Of course it is.
So there's an inspiration. I boxed amateurs as a little kid, and believe it or not, I have my old man license at 55 still to get in the ring and do masters bouts. And this was something I just talked to Nick about, and I had to make the announcement yesterday to the opposing boxing coach. On July 6th, I had a bout lined up. Mike, Stacy, you're going to love the name of this joint. I had a bout lined up at the Moose Lodge against a fella named Bosco. So it already sounds like a Rocky movie. And I was so dialed in with my training and my diet and everything, but I had to take care of some serious business and get my hip replaced. I just got my hip replacement surgery about 7 weeks ago.
Oh, good.
Everything went smooth. I was up and running the very same day. I was driving 3 weeks later. I was back at work after 5 weeks, but I came back to the gym and work with limitations, and I couldn't train, so I had to cancel it. And it was a bummer because July 6th, if I'm not mistaken, Sly Stallone's birthday.
Yes, there is.
Versus Bosco.
It always works out, man.
I mean, everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
But I don't get to do the boxing match. But meanwhile, I am back at the gym. Yep. I'm training my fighters, and I lightly doing some gym stuff, just to keep my blood circulating. Yeah. And that's kind of the background of boxing and the affection that I have because my dad, he was a boxer.
Oh, okay.
I did a little boxing, and my son is an amateur boxer. So it's generational. For the Rodelas, that's my last name. They're from Los Angeles. That's where we come from. And there's a slew of Rodelas who are boxers. Yeah, and it's kind of fun.
Whereabouts in LA are you? San Pedro. How far are you from San Pedro?
My dad was born in East Los Angeles.
So that's near San Pedro, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm. But in more recent years, everybody's out of Norwalk.
Norwalk.
Disneyland.
So there was a bar. I want to ask you this. There was a bar called Tootie's. Tootie, not Tootsie, Tootie's. And Tootie's was in, it was right out there in San Pedro. Also in San Pedro was, so the interior of Tootie's is where they filmed the Lucky Seven. So when Rocky carries the bum over his shoulder and he goes through the door, that's in Philly. That's in Kensington.
Right.
But when he walks in the bar and he puts in the seat, now he's in Tootie's out in East LA.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Rocky's boarding house where Rocky lived. The exterior is filmed in Kensington, of course, in Philly. The interior was filmed in San Pedro. On the corner was a liquor store. So at the bottom on the corner, so he was like the third room up or the second room up, and on the corner is this liquor store. Do you guys remember the story Sly tells about going down to get Booth's Corner wine, farm wine, before he does the scene? All I want to do is go to the distance scene. He goes down and he gets this liqueur or this wine. It's a heavy, thick wine, and he drinks it. He slams it down, a couple of quick shots, and he gets relaxed for that scene. That place, I've never been to San Pedro, and I wondered how close you guys were to that, and were you ever in that neighborhood?
No, so pretty much raised in San Francisco. We're raised in San Francisco. Nick is a San Francisco product, and I'm raised in San Francisco. So those are probably stories I like to go back and ask my dad if he knows them and stuff like that. But it's fun listening to you guys because, see, this is what everybody kind of gets on and learns something new.
Right.
We watch the particular movies. Mike, you'll tell me if this is correct. The Rocky Treehouse, that was Muhammad Ali's real home.
Is that right? Yeah.
In Los Angeles.
It's on, Hancock Park, I believe, in Los Angeles.
So, again, 1982, we're thinking that's some really cool home in Philadelphia.
That's movie magic.
But there's so many things, Mickey's Gym and all this stuff that it's LA shoots, but they create the facades, I guess is the correct word.
Right.
Philly and stuff like that. So kind of neat learning these things. And that's the nice thing about the Rocky journey or Stallone universe. You really never stop learning. Once you meet wonderful new people like yourselves, somebody's got some tidbit of information that's going to make it kind of fun, and we can just kind of share and get on the same page.
Yeah, and when we look or listen to Mike, it's kind of, you're like our encyclopedia, kind of.
Right.
So if I miss something, I go, let's see what he said.
Let's Google Mike.
Let's Google Mike and see what he said. And I go, oh yeah, no, I was right. Okay.
Yeah.
Like a verifying Snopes of Rocky.
Yeah. Kundapedia.
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah,
that's a good one.
I think for me, that's the affection with the character, boxing. There's a strong connection to that. And so when I watch these Rocky movies throughout the years, they're heavy scenes on their own merits. But I think I find a little stronger connection because something relates. I went to go see the Creed movies, with my son, and there's a scene where Adonis is bummed out and he's kind of hurting mentally. Right. And I turned around and I looked at my son, and he was a certain way. And I asked him about it after the movie, and he goes, that scene was me and how I was feeling.
Yeah.
And I was kind of hurting at that time, much like the character. And I go, whoa, again, it now becomes generational. Bobby, my son, is 30 years old.
Yeah.
And he's feeling a certain way watching scenes the way Nick and I today, because Nick will tell you too. Nick, say that certain scene when your hairs get a certain way, maybe you get a little.
Or it's easy, and it's like it's not like a dramatic, or I guess you can call it a dramatic scene, but it's in the fight when he disengages from Apollo. He goes to the corner. They're kind of going back and forth. He goes in the corner, and when he says, "I ain't going down no more," I lose it.
Yeah,
I lose it.
Right.
Like the hairs stand up, and I go like, I'm telling you, you feel like you can do whatever after you hear that stuff, and it's just resonated with me. And
Nick, have you said that to yourself in different situations in life?
Yes, absolutely. I work with kids, so I work in a school district here in San Francisco, and that's kind of like you'd be surprised. And I would talk briefly to Stacy about this. You'd be surprised that these kids, the way they think. Everything is give up, or I can't do this, or like, nah, I'll do it tomorrow. Like, no, let's do it today. Let's give it a shot. Let's give it. And if you fall down, so what? They're scared to fall. They're scared to fail. They're scared. They really are. I mean, you can see it. So it's my job. A lot of these kids, single parent homes, they don't have, what do you call? They either have a mom or a dad, and God bless them, right, and everything. So I don't try to. Horn in on anybody's thing, but what I try to do is I want to make them better. That's it.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And that's kind of what it's all about for us is the Rocky spirit. I won't talk too much about the amateur boxing, but what I always tell every last fighter that I've worked with before they go in the ring, kind of grab them. I have my Rocky moment, my Mickey moment, and I go, listen, you're already the winner today before you ever get into the ring. Coach, but I haven't won the fight yet. And you may not, or you may win the fight, but the win is that you went for it. Something that a lot of people don't, want to do or can't do. You trained, you got yourself mentally, physically, and spiritually ready. And who knows what's going to happen in that ring right now. You may clobber somebody, you may get clobbered, but you're the winner because of your way of thinking. That's what Nick's talking about. It's a mentality.
It's a mentality.
And it becomes, all four of us are going to agree on this. It's a way of life. Yeah. To some people, it kind of comes off corny. What are you guys jiving me? Rocky stuff motivated you in real life? No, it did. When I went through the hip surgery, the first thing I thought of myself was Rocky 2 training. I got to get it. I got to get back on track. I'm a little busted right now. I'm a little broken. I'm different at 55. So again, every movie has a scene. I'm kind of, the inspiration of Rocky 2 is paramount to both of us.
Yeah.
but I'm living the Balboa years right now.
Yeah.
We all are.
That's where we're at. That's where we're at right now.
Yeah, because that's what my coworkers will tell me or family. What the heck are you talking about having a fight at 55? And then I got to quote lines. I got to quote lines. Just because I had too many birthdays doesn't mean I can't do. Because it's who I am. And I have a spirit in me that says I still got a little bit left in the tank, even though it's not too much. I might be running on ethyl these days, but I'm still going to give it the shot because it's the fighting spirit that has been embedded in us even before watching Rocky movies.
You know, Stacy,
wow,
I'm not
you guys.
Stace, I'm not convinced these guys understand Rocky.
Oh no,
I'm not sure.
Please.
I don't think, yeah.
You guys
refer back
so
to your
all right.
thing.
So I'm talking to the people in the chat right now. Okay, so in the live chat. So
yes.
Do you guys think that these two guys, these two coconuts, do you think they get it? Please put your answers in the chat. I want to see it when we watch Thursday night. And I know these guys are going to want to see what you guys say because I'm telling you, these guys.
No, it's a real hoot, Mike and Stacy, because Nick and I, we're our greatest rivals.
Really?
He likes the Dallas Cowboys. I used to like the competition of them, the team from Washington.
Jesus Christ, the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, I'm also.
Holy crap.
Nick,
we're done.
Goodbye.
Nick likes the San Francisco Giants. I like the Dodgers. So we're all screwy. But I tell Nick all the time, it's steel sharpening steel because we battle. We really do. You should see us.
Really?
When people see me on the phone and I'm kind of going off on Nick, I swear it's with love and with understanding. But people from the outside go, "My God, are you okay, Rick? You just had a big problem." And I go, "Oh no, I had a big problem. I was dealing with Nick." But it's with love. And at the end of the day, we always go for all our turmoil because we got big problems, me and Nick. We really do. But it makes us the best version of ourselves. Because I got competition every single day in front of me. So that's the beauty.
You guys are like a modern version of grumpy old men.
Yeah, you know what? I never even really thought
Mike,
of that.
you know what I like to really call us? Those grumpy old Muppets from the Muppet Show.
Right? Yeah, Waldorf. Waldorf was one, and what's the other one? I always forget his old.
That's the one where everybody always gets Waldorf. It's
Waldorf.
And that other fella.
And the other
guy. Oh, son of a bitch. And now it's going to bother me.
I'll put it up. I'll put it up here. I'll find it.
That's the whole fun thing of it. We don't take it too serious.
Oh, that's good.
Act like we're serious. Because I tell Nick, we're just doing a simple little thing off our phone. And it's ham and egg stuff. But let's act like we're really doing it. Because, I think we just enjoy the process of hanging out, being a couple of chums that have known each other our whole lives. And it's a time to connect and finally be on the same page. Because if it's life, me and Nick are never on the same page. But when it comes to the Stallone universe, it's the one time when we, forces meet. And
this is when we meet back up.
Yeah.
Always.
Right.
It doesn't matter where we were, but we meet kind of back up there. I mean, it was because of a magazine. Remember when you found the magazine? That's kind of like when he first found out, he was like, "You like Rocky too?"
Yeah.
Yes.
So if we weren't already connected to the cranium, once we both found out that we both dug Rocky 3, and it was this magazine.
I'm well aware of that.
This was the one. His brother Israel told me that Nick liked Rocky and that he had this Rocky 3 magazine. So I snuck Israel out of church early because I didn't believe he had a magazine, and he went into Nick's room, and nobody went into Nick's room because he's the big brother of the family out of Fort City. And we snuck into his room, and I saw that Rocky 3 magazine, Mike and Stacy, on his bed, and I went right to it, and I said, "Holy smokes, this is neat stuff." I ran home, I asked my mama for some loose change, ran back to the corner store, bought the magazine, ran back to Nick maybe the next day, and it's been on since. It's been on since. A simple magazine, guys, took me and Nick's friendship to a stratosphere that we've never come down from. But it also, because it's an era, right? We're talking about Starlight magazines, bubblegum cards, posters. 1982 for us is a really big deal because we become the super fan because of the availability of buying.
Let me explain something here because some people watching this may not. We have some younger viewers. Grab that Rocky 3 magazine for me. Just hold it up for like 3 seconds. Okay, so what you have to understand about this magazine, and you know what? Do me a favor, fellas. Somebody just hold it up and thumb through it real quick. Yeah, just a couple of ideas to get. Okay, so here you go. Look at that. Rare photo, cast list, stories, interviews. Another very rare photo.
Yeah.
This is a book that the movie theaters, I'm sorry, not the movie theaters, that MGM, they would put together. Okay. Right. When you walked into a movie theater in 1982, 83, 84, 85, you would have racks at the popcorn dispenser of movie magazines like that.
Yes.
That's all we had, guys. And Stacy, this is all we had. We didn't have Sly on Instagram showing us behind the scenes of Tulsa King. We didn't have TMZ. There was no computer where you could go and look up all these rare art. That's all we had. That Rocky 3 magazine was all we had for 2-3 years.
Or whatever it was.
That was it. That was all we went through that, and we bought 4 or 5 picture magazines, copies, and then we would cut them up, put glue, and tape it on cardboard and put it in our rooms. This is all we did.
You're so much. I mean, you did the. You're doing that. You're talking to us now. This is what we did.
My first Rocky poster was in 1982, and it was a makeshift poster on a cardboard, annihilating that magazine and gluing the pictures on because we hadn't discovered the poster shop yet.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, really?
So I still have that cardboard cut out. So,
all footwork, right?
Yeah.
The footwork.
So it was like you say, Mike. It was an era. You know, my mama used to take me before my brother. She used to take me to the movies, and I always came out of the movies with a Superman program or Rock. Or it was a different era. So yes, the newer generation, it's different. Me and Nick were actually saying this when we went to go see Expendables 4. We wanted to take a picture by the movie poster. Digital poster.
They have a digital poster.
It was a digital poster.
So you have to get it at the right time. You know what I mean? It's not
time
there.
Yeah.
So we like physical media. We like touching the product, collecting. Yeah.
Do you guys still have DVDs of the Rocky movies?
Of course.
Mike, we got the VHS.
We got the
Yeah, me too. I do. I got a VHS copy too. I know.
I don't know if they're going to play anymore. I mean, I don't know the shelf life on those things, but
we have them. Yeah. We have them. And it was fun and it was different, and it made going to the movies back then, I think, a unique experience. Nick and I, we got off on getting to the movies. Gosh darn it, 3 hours before the start of the movie because we wanted to look at the lobby cards and the movie still.
Oh my God, the lobby cards. They did away with all those things. Stacy, let me bring you in. I know you've been so patient sitting back there.
No, I love this. You guys are great. No, it's all good.
Stacy, what is your thought so far? I want the female perspective on this because I think this is what makes the Rocky Files really, really good over all the other podcasts that are out there. What is it? What's your point of view on this?
Well, I wish there were more men who dialed in to that Rocky mentality in the world. You know, there's sorry. I just this no quit thing seems to be getting rarer. Yeah. You know, and you either got taught that along the way or you didn't. And clearly you guys understand you keep going, you keep fighting, you don't give up. The only losing is quitting. And the way you spoke to your students, Rick, like that's perfect. That's perfect. You're daring something and you're a winner because you tried. And these kids, they're assuming they're going to lose, so they're not even going to try. And then guess what? You just lost. You didn't even try. It's a guaranteed loss, you know? And so I think I just wish more of us, you know, all of us, men and women. But I do wish more men subscribe to that.
Because, you know, anybody can be a Stallone fan.
Sure.
It seems that throughout the years, we have kind of ran into more of the guys. You know? So hearing your perspective is very interesting and innovative to kind of hear that. To see kind of what your thought is. So, you know, good question, Mike.
By the way, Mike, speaking about movies I was going to chime in and I was going to tell Rick, and Rick knows this too. Rhinestone.
I love Rhinestone.
Rick, what was the time that we went to go see it?
So we went to the first showing in San Francisco, maybe about a 10:50 showing or so. So he's coming off of Rocky 3.
He's hot. He's hot.
This is
right.
Right. So we got to the theater 3 hours before the theater opened, assuming there was going to be a big giant line. It was a rainy day. It was us and our friend Will.
Yeah.
That's it. It was raining. The poor janitor opens up and goes, guys, get out of the rain. Wait inside. What the hell are you doing here 3 hours before the movie? So anyway, the movie starts. We have a blast. There's only like 4 people in the theater. But we were 3 of them. But we were happy to get there 3 hours early because for Nick and I, even to date, it becomes a day-long event.
Yeah. An event.
The movie, we get to hang out. And again, with the lobby cards, the movie stills inside the theater, the poster.
A lot to look at.
We get a chance to speculate. I wonder what the scene is about. Remember being in line as a kid and you would see the picture in the movie and go, I can't wait to see that scene.
Yeah.
You know? And then when it comes to life on the big picture, you go, let's revisit it when we walk out. So it's, I mean, of course it's about the movie. But sometimes it becomes a little greater than that. It becomes
that you said it perfectly. It becomes an event.
Yeah.
An event. Now, when Sue and I we don't go to movies that often. We really don't. But when we do go to a movie, it's like, what do you want to do? I don't go to a movie, whatever. Check it out. With a Stallone movie back in the 80s and early 90s, you were planning. You were either taking time off of work, you were either moving around a schedule, you got babysitters, dog sitters, whatever it was, and then you went to dinner. But it began like 2 or 3 days before the movie. You would talk about the movie. Maybe there would be an interview on Johnny Carson. Or David Letterman.
Or Entertainment Tonight.
Or Entertainment Tonight. Right. Yeah. And he would show up on Entertainment, and they would be behind the scenes. Lisa Gibbons would be talking to Stallone or what the bad guy was.
Wow.
Yeah, this was phenomenal. And it was building, and we saw that. And I would come home from high school at lunch. I would walk home. I would rewind it from the night before, eat my lunch, watch them talk with Sly on set of whatever, and then I go back. I remember Rambo 2 in 85. Oh my God! When he was on Johnny Carson, 1985, and he comes out to promote Rambo 2. He's in the pinstripe suit, and they show the clip where he blows Captain Vin up on the helicopter comes over. Wall of flame. Oh my God! I'm like, I'm gonna see this.
Yeah, what are we
tonight? Yeah, I'm going with my buddy to go see this movie tonight. And it's lunchtime in high school. I can't wait. I want to get the hell out of high school class. Yeah. I just want to go to the movie theater and see this.
Exactly.
It was one of the most amazing moments. So when I don't know that kids today or even young adults today understand the event meaning.
Right.
They don't. They don't.
And even speaking to these young guys that I would say I'm dealing with a average age group of 25 to 30, I kind of ask them these questions. It's a new world. There's new, I like to tease and call them apparize that you can watch stuff on. A lot of these young cats go, I'll wait for the screen. Yeah. I don't need to see it on the big screen. For Nick and I, maybe people of an era, there's nothing like sitting in the dark, sitting on my phone, eating a nice thing of corn and a big soda and getting the movie experience. Yeah. Sometimes I would go in recent years, even months, and I tell Nick, I'm going to go see a movie that I kind of know is not going to be very good, but I just miss being in the theater.
Yeah.
Let me ask you guys this. During COVID, one of the things I did not get to participate in when I was a kid was Rocky 2. I never saw Rocky 2 on the screen as a kid. For whatever reason, I didn't get a chance to see it. COVID hits. One of the best things about COVID is they re-release Ghostbusters, Christmas Vacation. They re-release all these Jaws, all these great movies. They re-release Rocky 2.
Yes.
Sue and I go. We had to go to a theater that was like 40 minutes away. We go. We got our mask on, right? We get our popcorn and whatever. And we get into the theater, and there isn't one person in the theater. Right. We have this massive friggin' screen. We take the mask off. We put our feet up in front of us, and we're like, Rocky 2. And the yes, exactly.
Rocky 2, yeah. It is. And there's nothing like, I can only imagine, like I'm saying, seeing that on a big giant, those letters, those gold letters going across.
Yeah.
I don't care about 85-inch televisions and the best Bose sound system that you can get. understanding there was, nobody in the theater and stuff like that, but still, it's an experience, and you gotta enjoy it.
Absolutely.
Of course, a different era when you go to the theater and it was packed. So like when they did the director's cut of Rocky IV, I went to do that, and it was sold out, and I was already happy because I go, wow, look at it.
How it was.
And everybody cheered and booed and whatever at the same time. And it made me feel a certain way. I'm kind of the, sentimental of the two right here. I felt a little emotional because of happiness. I go, wow, look at it's people together cheering the movies like we did back when I was a youngster. That was a lot of fun. So
don't you guys think like at that time, and Stacy, you'll understand this. You got gaps. The audience has gaps. Together you fill gaps.
Together we fill gaps. I don't know. Yeah, that's what it does.
Oh, you following my sister, Rock? You see? That's why I can't connect you with Gazel.
Awesome. Yeah.
Stacy, what have we missed so far? We've been really vamping, going all over the place. What have we missed? Bring us back to some type of rule here.
I just want to add to what you're saying. About what you said about, movies being an event. See, we didn't have any other way to socialize. And that's why it was an event. There was no way to connect. And these kids can socialize all day long on their devices. So that I think that's sort of that appetite is satisfied a bit. So that's why it's not the same experience, because they can just connect so easily. And it is kind of sad. It's not as exciting.
It's not as exciting, but maybe it'll be people like, us four and others in the universe that start selling it. Because, like I said, my son's the new generation.
Right.
Yeah.
Nick was telling me he's an old spirit because mom and dad are products of the 80s, and we didn't just keep the 80s to ourselves. We engulfed it.
Oh, yeah.
So, some of my friends that are even older than I, they'll talk about a TV show from the 70s, just trying to rump a Bobby, and he comes with the heat. He'll tell you, what do you know about Welcome Back, Carter, or The White Shadow? What are you talking about? So he
love him.
Gets it, but it's not often enough. It's not often enough. So I try to promote, hey, go out there, enjoy it, do it big, get into your collectability, because that's, half the fun is for us. Sure, we love the new world where you push something on the computer and the Amazon guy drops it off. But for Nick and I, we love to hunt.
That's what we said.
All right, first of all, I have to ask you guys. Is The White Shadow anywhere on streaming? That was one of my favorite shows growing up. And it did not
run that long either. It ran 4 seasons.
So I bought the DVD. My son bought me the DVD set.
Oh, it is on DVD.
Yes.
It's 5 seasons.
Fair enough.
But the 5th season is not available. So you get the hard 4.
Okay. But it's not streaming anywhere.
I think they just have particular episodes on YouTube, but no, it's not streaming anywhere because I got to see that 5th season. I got to see the complete series. But The White Shadow, good times.
Every once in a while, they'll do like a marathon on one of those the retro channels.
Sure, Nick at Night. Yeah,
I've seen that. Like I know last year they had something like that. They did it, but so far not this year. But man, that's one of our that's a go-to show. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's a show of like an era, right?
And me and Nick were talking about this too, because we talk every single day, several times a day. We knew the network lineups when we were kids. Monday you had this show, Tuesday you had this show, and you kind of revolved your life about getting your chores.
Yeah, but it was easy then. ABC, CBS, NBC, and PBS.
Yes,
that was it.
That's it.
Maybe the New York channel, like here in PA, we got the New York channel, channel 11. Okay, so we got that.
TV20.
I wanna touch on something else before we move forward. Last thing I want to say about the making it an event.
Yeah.
So around Tuesday or Wednesday, you have to call your friends on the phone, and you got to take the long cord, and you want a little bit of privacy. So you go into the cellarway, you close the door, the cord is wedged in there, and you're calling everybody on the rotary.
And don't mess up, Mike, because you got to do it all over again.
Then you got to do it all over again. You put the wrong number in, right?
Yeah.
So that you get all that done, and you say, okay, Bobby's mom is going to take 4 of us. Brian's mom is going to take the other 6 or 3 or whatever. We're going to meet at the Viewmont Mall. We're going to meet outside JCPenney's at the phone bank.
Totally at the mall. Absolutely.
30 phones, pay phones right along the bank. The big fountain inside the mall. All these malls are outdoor malls now, right? They used to be all indoor malls. And you just hang. But now there's little clicks. There's little clicks on, well, okay, these 3 are really good friends, and these 4 and these 5. And now there's another group that goes to your same school, but you're not in that clique, but you see them across the hallway.
Sure, yeah.
And now it's like the Sharks and the Jets, and like, you know, West Side Story. And now, yeah, right, exactly, right? And you're just like praying Rita Moreno will come around because she's so gorgeous. So there's all these dynamics are going on. Yeah. And now in the background is running Rocky 3, Rocky 4. It's all running in the background, Rambo 2. And you're thinking, okay, we can't wait. This is the pinnacle. We're going to that. That's the event. And now you start walking together. You start pairing up. Maybe there's boyfriends and girlfriends or guys, you know, you're starting to meet girls, whatever. And you're working your way through the mall. Then you go around to the back to the big movie theater. And now everybody's standing in line, and you got the denim jean shorts on, and you got the big hair and the makeup.
Acid
wash jeans.
Yes.
All these things, right, Stacy? And
yes.
So this is an event versus going to the show tonight? Yeah, okay. I'll get an Uber and I'll see you there. Done.
Yeah.
That's it.
And you're able to pick your seats now and stuff like that.
Right.
So when we had to get there, hence we were trying to beat the crowds.
There was work.
Yes.
You had to work to go to this. You just didn't Uber.
That's so true.
And I don't even want to beat up today's age group because it's not their fault. They're born in this group where this is what's available. This is what it is. Exactly right, my friend.
I like to use the words of Thunderlips. That's the name of the game, brother.
That's the name of the game. All right, let me ask you this. What is it about Hulk Hogan that you love? When you saw him drop the big leg on Rocky, what are you thinking?
So for me, again, we're both wrestling fans. We take it back to the late 70s, throughout the decades, all that. But we go back to an era of maybe like circa 1980 when Hulk Hogan was part of AWA wrestling. It wasn't so grand. It wasn't so fabuloso like the WWF.
Right.
And the first time that's probably other than Andre the Giant, that's the first giant man I ever saw that was a cool cat. Andre was awesome, but, you know, he was a little hard to understand, and he didn't have the bravado. So when I saw him as Hulk Hogan with the 24-inch arms, and he was showcasing how, you know, cool he was, I was sold. I just liked the bravado behind him. But then to incorporate him into the best Rocky movie in the franchise, Rocky 3, it was game over. So it's not just the Stallone thing and the story and all the cinematic stuff. It's bringing in characters that I already knew from outside the universe with Mr. T and the Tough Man and, you know, all that kind of neat stuff. And I think we maybe we like to pretend that we knew Carl Weathers from his football playing days. Maybe we saw the bubblegum card. So there's a connection before all this ever even gets going. So I think that's why, for me, you know, I fall in love with the Hulk Hogan character, and he's still my main man to date.
And we almost met Carl Weathers.
Oh, really? Yeah. What happened? Why didn't?
Well, we kind of did meet him. This is a cute story. You know,
all right,
I'll give you the quick version.
Yeah. So bring it on.
Every city has their show called like People Are Talking. Okay.
San
Francisco.
It was a local.
It was the local show that came on twice a day. They had a morning edition and an afternoon edition. We get to the studio again 3 hours before they ever open up.
Pops drops us off.
We know that we want to go see Carl Weathers. We got our Rocky T-shirts. We got our signs made up. We get to go to the show, and there he is live in front of us, maybe 30, 40, 50 feet away. He's on stage. We get the cameras panned in on us a couple times during the show. But we're a little shy because we're young cats. It's 1982. Again, we're maybe 12 or 13 years old. We're not as boisterous as we are today. So I didn't have the gall to kind of yell out, Mr. Weathers, could you sign my poster? It's the variant poster, Mike, the one of Creed clobbering Rocco.
Okay.
Yeah. So we kind of had envisions of getting that signed. But I'm going to sound like the commercial at the end of the show. Guest of the show, San Francisco, stay at the lovely whatever hotel.
Right.
So we went to the hotel, stood in the lobby. I wasn't too shy to go to the front desk and go, hey, you know, the Rocky Bros are here to meet Mr. Weathers. Is he expecting you? No, have a seat. Well, before you know it, it's 5 hours, 6 hours. We got to get home and watch the show. The taping of the morning show came out in the afternoon. So I go back to the front desk, little Ricky, little rascally attitude. I go, hey, we've been sitting here forever. We got to get going. Where's Mr. Weathers? Change of desk guys, you know, the front desk guy. And he goes, Mr. Weathers, he's been gone for hours. No, impossible that he's been gone for hours.
We've
We've
been
sitting in the lobby
right there
the whole time. Oh yeah, but we have a downstairs garage. He took the garage
and took off.
Yeah. So we missed Carl.
So heartbreaking.
I know.
But it's a beautiful story because we get to share it. Yeah. And let's forward life almost 41 years later. I got a buddy of mine, we call him Tom Tom, and he's a big autograph guy. He's going to go back east, and he goes, "Hey Rick, I love your Rocky 2 story. You never got the poster signed as a 12-year-old boy, but maybe at the time as a 52-year-old man. If you give me the poster, I'll get it signed for you." And he got it signed for me.
Oh, that's
brilliant. Got it.
Yeah, and the cute part of the story was he shared the story with Mr. Weathers.
Nice.
And he goes, "Cute story. I've met 1,000 people. What's the punk's name?" And he goes, "Well, he's a grown man now, so he's not a punk kid anymore. He's a punk grown up."
I'm a punk grown up.
Yeah. So I got the poster signed, and you
guys have called each other Rocky Brothers since back then. Rocky Bros.
I'm going to let Nick tell the conception of the name because
because I'm interested in this.
Yeah, his family who gave us the name.
So my aunt, or my cousin, I should say, right? But we call her our aunt. She worked at cable, and that was like a big deal for us because we would get free cable.
Okay.
And so me and Rick, while everybody else was outside playing, we'd stay inside and watch Rocky movies. You know, like whatever they would play. Showtime, HBO, Cinemax. Yeah. Boom, we're watching them, whatever it is. And we would be there. I remember it was the summer of what summer was that?
Maybe like a 81, 82.
Or whatever it was, right? We were there sitting down watching, and then we were there like every day at my cousin's house, every single day while everybody. And then she came home one day and she was going, "You guys are here again?" And she goes, "God, you guys are like the Rocky brothers." And that was it. That was very simple.
Because me and Nick, although we didn't live on the same block, we lived close enough that we could be around each other all the time. We went to different high schools, but we took the same bus to high school. We went to the same church. Our families were connected. So we were always around. Anyways, they used to, before we got called the Rocky Brothers, they used to tease us and say, "Hey, you guys are connected at the cranium," because you can't say one guy's name without the other.
Or frickin' frack. Or
whatever.
Right.
So Rocky Brothers 1979. So, Nick, you win.
I went. I got to go see it at the theatrical.
No. He got to see it. I saw it in my living room.
Go ahead.
I got to see it in my living room with chicken pox.
But I'm saying for the name, Rocky Brothers 1979, you win. Not Rocky Brothers 1982.
No,
it's Rocky Brothers 1979.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you very much.
It's because Rocky 2 is a more prescient movie than Rocky 3. Let's be real.
You're wrong, Mike. You're absolutely wrong.
You're a stinker. Oh my
Stacy, this is a live moment. This is called life. It's happening right now. The descension of the Rocky Bros 1979 happened on your show. I'm breaking away effective immediately.
Great.
The single Rocky Bro 1982.
Now, do you guys know what the original version of Rocky 2 was?
The original version.
Yeah. So there was a thing with John Avildsen where they were going to do Rocky 2. Rocky loses Adrian when he becomes after he fights Apollo. He gets invited on the Johnny Carson show and he shows up drunk and he makes a fool of himself. Then he goes to the Playboy Mansion and he makes a fool of himself, grab ass, and Adrian joins a self-help group called EST. And she realizes she's far advanced over Rocky. She leaves Rocky. She gets a new boyfriend, gets engaged. At the end of the movie, Rocky runs into her on the sidewalk, and he tells the new boyfriend, "Yo, she likes birds, you know." And so it was going to end. And then Rocky 3 was going to be Rocky 2. This is a crazy story that Sly told a long time ago. And I thought, my God, I am so glad that never happened.
I'm glad too.
Me either.
Because it's
crazy.
The dynamics, I think, moving forward, and me and Nick always talk about it, Sly talks about it, you guys certainly have talked about it. If this big problem doesn't arise, this particular scene doesn't get made a certain way. And actually, what Sly, he says all the time, every time I have big problems or something comes up, it actually works out for the best. I don't feel like that at the moment. Yeah. But when it's all over, said and done, wow, cinematic history because of this thing that occurred. So everything happens for a reason, and that's the best way. But this like Nick said, his aunt, gives us the name, the Rocky Road 1979. Yeah. And that, because now 79, at least, even though I got to see it theatrically, that's the one where you kind of know the character. Rocky 1 just kind of snuck up on us. I knew about it. I saw the pictures.
We knew about it, sure.
The show. But now Rocky 2, we can kind of participate. We can see it.
Gotcha. Oh yeah, that makes sense.
I think Rocky 3 is such a natural extension of the character, and I know all of us know. Sly took a lot of his own personal life, what he was going through, and he kind of switched it into boxing motif. Right. And for me, like, Rocky 3 seems right. It just seems exactly what would happen to Rocky. Rocky's arrogance is not your Floyd Mayweather Jr. arrogance.
It's not your typical.
It's arrogance, but it's different. And one of the things Sly had mentioned to me a long time ago was the golden boy. You guys are familiar with the old saying, "Oh, don't touch the golden boy," right? That old saying.
Yes.
What does Rocky wear when he gets defeated by Clubber Lang? He's all gold. Gold robe, gold shorts, gold boots, gold gloves.
Yes.
And the whole thing is that he's the golden boy up on the pedestal. And this is the fall of Rocky. Sly really, with the statue and all these things.
Wow.
It's not that Rocky was arrogant where he was lying and cheating and drinking on Adrian, all these things. He's never going to go that route. But he believed in Mickey, and Mickey protected him. So we kind of know all that. But then Rocky goes and, like Paulie says, gets his face fixed up. He gets his body, drops his body fat down. So again, he becomes like this Greek god. And I think this was a great way to show the fall of Rocky but yet we still love Rocky, right? Absolutely. We're like, oh, Rock, what are you doing? What do you think about that?
Yeah, no, it's incredible. Certainly, reaching the heights when you get a pinnacle, you become the champ. And Nick and I tease always, what if we hit a pinnacle and we were on shows or would one change? You like to believe you're not going to change. If you win the lottery, I like to think that I would want to help others.
Right.
Until you're there and that money or championship, you don't know.
We don't know how to react.
You never know. I tease Nick all the time. And I go, man, don't let me become a little bit famous. I'm going to totally embrace it and change. Of course, it's all in fun. I say this.
Sure.
But you don't know.
Yeah.
That's a great point of view. I'm glad you said that. Yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
You don't know. You don't know.
We like to believe, but
Rocky was just eating all that stuff up.
And when you're at the highest level, Stallone himself in that era, he's at a pinnacle. He's the man. He's the league leader in the industry. The Rocky character's mirroring all that. Things are changing in your life, and how are you going to embrace it?
Right.
Certainly in a movie, you're going to have Mick protect you, but now you got to challenge yourself because the protection gives you maybe that false sense of illusion. Right. Incredible metaphor that you point out that I never even thought about, the gold ring.
The whole golden thing.
I just thought of it as a color scheme, but you're bringing something else.
That's deep. That's going deep.
That's deep.
That's Sylvester Stallone. That's why he put the turtles in there. The turtles were Rocky.
Yeah.
The turtles, they're in their shell. Rocky's in his leather jacket. That's his suit of armor. So that's his thing. And it's just that when you go back and you hear Sly talk about these things, or when you get little tidbits like this, it's just, I don't know, it's so fascinating. Stacy, we could go on and on. But at some point,
that's kind of what we do.
I know, but at some point.
Hey, for those of you from an era, commercial of Head and Shoulders, and so on, and so on.
But at some point, we've got to let the Rocky brothers go and get on with their life. We've got to get on with their lives. And so, Stacy, before we let these guys out of here, what else would you like to talk to them about that we've missed?
There's two things that I want to do. First thing, I just want to show how hardcore they were all the way back then. Okay.
Oh my God.
Love the vintage photos. Look at these two.
Do you still have your tracksuits, your Adidas tracksuits?
So we got the reissued ones. We don't have the original Adidas.
Oh, somehow it's one of those things. Like, I don't know what happened to
right. Oh,
like
I hate that.
I'm telling you, I don't know what happened to it. Just all of a sudden one day, this guy I don't know. I don't know what happened to it.
I held on to mine I had two of them. I bought a large and a medium. And during COVID, for 8 months, I didn't work. You couldn't do any tours in Philly, right? So I said to Sue, I said, hey, there's this thing people have that they're building in their rooms. It's like a poor man's movie theater. It's like a 160-inch screen they pull down, and there's like this little projector. And it makes a movie in your basement. It's a poor man's theater. And she goes, well, what are we talking here? And I go, well, a cheap projector is like $300-400, and a screen is like $150 or something. And she goes, okay. She goes, we're in the middle of COVID. We don't know when you're going to go back to work. She goes, I know you love watching movies. We love watching movies. You can get one of these screens and one of these movie projectors, okay? But you got to sell some of your Rocky stuff.
Oh!
Now, I have a lot of Rocky stuff, okay?
Yes, you do.
Don't do it. Do not do it.
All right. Well, so this is 2020.
Yes.
So it already happened. So I'm looking in my archives. I have a bunch of stuff in the back. And so I'm looking through. I'm going to go, what can I sell? I said, I don't want to sell any of this because I rotate a lot of my stuff here. So I said, so I pulled out the original Adidas from 1986.
Well, you have two of them.
I have two of them, and I bought them at Foot Locker. You guys remember Foot Locker?
Absolutely.
That's where they sold these running suits, okay?
Yeah.
So I have a large, and so I'm an XL or a 2XL, depending on what is being thrown my way. So I said, I'm not getting rid of the large. I can still squeeze my fat ass into that. I said, the medium, there's no hope.
We think we still can.
Yeah. No, I know.
Yeah,
I said, the medium, there is no goddamn way I'm fitting back into a medium. So I went to some of the Rocky circles online, and I said, hey, what would you pay for this? And I'm getting $800, $1,200. And I'm like, okay, sold. So I was able to get the projector, the screen.
Projector.
Yeah, and I was able to help put a little bit towards the mortgage that month. Because,
nice.
You know what? Also, but none of the other beautiful stuff it's all still there. So
Oh, I didn't sell. Yeah. I get a lot of offers. Stacy, did we even get to your two things you want to ask them?
No, not yet.
Please
it's okay.
Go ahead.
No, the first thing was showing the pictures. I just love that. Is so hardcore.
Those were great.
Vintage.
So Rick's a real rascal.
Yeah.
We know he picked those particular photos, and I absolutely remember the day we took those pictures.
Wow. Do you?
Can I share something real quick, Stacey, before you get to
that? Yes, of course. Go ahead.
The one of us dressed like Cobra guys.
Yeah.
My mom was yelling at us that day. Oh boy, we're getting the business. I can't even remember. Right there, I got a look. I can tell. And Nick looks a little nervous of sorts.
Yeah.
My mom was yelling at us when we were taking that photo. You, Roddy?
Why is that?
I probably being loud.
We're probably being like, because we have music.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, my mom's no longer with us, but my mom was so supportive of my Rocky journey. So when I was little, she'd give me the money. When I was older, she even would accompany me sometimes to go buy some of my gear. I had my own scratch, my own car, married guy, kids, the whole shebang. But Mama used to be so supportive. And I told Nick, when she passed away at the end of July, I said, Nick, I think I'm going to have to pause the Rocky thing for a minute.
Yeah.
And he said, why? What's going on, brother? I go, it's a little too emotional because there's too many thoughts of my dear mom because of the intricate role that she played in my fandom of being a Stallone fan.
Yeah, that's part of the only time we kind of took a little break. Yeah.
So I had a question. Can I ask a question, guys?
Yeah.
Real quick. So I had to, for my emotional sake, my mental health, I took a break to disconnect and kind of find myself again. Do you guys ever take a break from the Stallone universe to kind of reboot or just kind of put things in perspective of sorts? I don't know.
You're laughing right now. This dude's laughing. So
we do.
Okay.
Do you find it a necessity to come back stronger, better, faster?
For me, it's usually about a buildup of life, personal things going on, tours, aches, pains. My dad's cancer had a little effect on that. Health issues with my kidneys, things my wife goes through. Every once in a while, it just gets too much.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have what it takes to commit to Stacy 110%. Stacy shows up to this podcast every week 110%. If I don't have 110%, no, I do know about that. And if I don't show up with the same enthusiasm and openness that Stacy shares, then I tell Stacy I don't have it. I would rather I made a mistake. I will not say the guest. I will not say the guest's name. Stacy knows, and there are a few people that know. But I really dropped the ball a long time ago. Yeah. I really did. I was really hurt, offended, and angry at a particular guest. Okay. And I vowed to Stacy that I would never let that happen. And Stacy agrees with me. She understands why I was so angry.
Yeah, I do.
But if I don't, I learned my lesson from that. If I don't have it, I got to tell Stacy.
Yeah,
Stacy,
we got to take a break.
We're glad that makes it better for us. We're glad that you're here with us today because it could have just been not to say anything about you, Stacy.
Yeah.
But Stacy,
you're the one that brings this whole thing together.
Mm-hmm.
But
she's done the same thing. She's gone there. She has said, Mike, I gotta step back.
Right.
And early on when Stacy first said that, I don't know if I ever told you this. I was very nervous. I thought Stacy was looking for a way out when she said she needed a little break. Yeah. Because just my own personal life experiences. Yeah. And my wife and Stacy, they talk fairly regularly. Mm-hmm. And Sue was like, oh, no, Mike, you don't understand. Stacy's reprieve of life. Mm-hmm. The Rocky Files is an island of it's a sanctuary. Mm-hmm. So, but you got to take time off for a variety of reasons. So never feel bad.
Great word. I mean, sometimes I don't know what sanctuary means, but I know that it means something special. And the Rocky universe and, the Rocky Files and the Rocky Bros 1979, say for me, it's always about hooking up with my dear friend Nick, having a long time. But honestly, I know it's going to kind of come off corny. I say this all the time to my friends. It becomes therapy for me.
Yes.
Feeling a little different about life. Let me go do the Rocky Bros. Mm-hmm. I'll feel better when it's all said and done. It's a time to talk to my dear friend, to share with others like we're going to do when this comes out.
Yeah.
Everybody gets in on it. And then that's where the happiness for me comes because, sure, Nick and I could be doing this like we did when we were little kids back in 1982, just sharing with ourselves. But we found so much fun and excitement sharing with others and bringing them on board, much like you guys are doing with the podcast, bringing people on board who maybe didn't have an avenue or an outlet to say, hey, I'm a big fan and I want to kind of, join your universe. And that's
two new friends.
And to my two new friends who I never even met. Yeah.
Charlie Flynn.
And it becomes greater than just sharing, your favorite movie, Rocky 3, that we all know is the best in the universe. It just becomes a beautiful thing. Yeah. And what a beautiful thing, for me. So Nick is on summer vacation because, he does the classroom thing.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm just a bum. I didn't go to work. I took the day off. And when they see this on video, the boss will know why I wasn't at work.
See that?
Yeah,
Stacy, I think. What else you got?
No, I think at first I misunderstood the question, but yes, we do have to take time from the podcast every once in a while. Yeah, because our own health, but especially the health of our. We all have aging parents, that's a big deal. But I thought when you said, "Did you take a break?" I thought you meant from Rocky or from Stallone and for
me, no, never.
Yeah,
that.
No, it's not that because if anything, that's when I want to watch another Rocky movie or because there's always a scene that comes through that's like, okay, that's what I needed to hear today. Mm-hmm. So but yes, the podcast, sometimes we're just so busy and it's better to take a break than
a beautiful thing. It is good.
Yeah. When am I going to get you guys in Philly on a tour?
Oh my gosh. I mean, we've been really talking about, because that's like the thing. And I don't know what kind of tours you have, but we want the best tour. We want the one that's going to take us.
We're doing it right now. Stacy from Nashville, the Rocky Bros from San Francisco. We're going to rendezvous over at Philadelphia. We're going to do the statue and all the new views. I think we really need to plan this.
I would love that. Here. We're going to have cheesesteaks from Gazzo's. We're going to hang out, watch a movie. We'll do a live. We'll have fun.
Oh, my wife wants me out of the house anyway. So.
Yeah, well, Sue's got a very comparable feeling on that. Stacy, anything else?
Yeah, so my second question.
Holy shit, we never even got to the second question.
No, we haven't. But you know what, Nick? It's the reason I wanted to stop on this. You mentioned it in your your guest form, and you and I actually have a similar experience. And if you didn't mind talking about your high school, your return to high school to complete something that struck a chord with me, and I'll tell you why in a moment. Go ahead.
Well, to me, this is one of those moments. I got to a point where it was like more of a, I started feeling like I was missing something, but a little shame. You know what I mean? A little shame was hitting me. And I was watching. I remember the moment. I was watching. You're gonna laugh. I'm sitting on the couch. I'm watching TV. And this episode of Happy Days comes on, and it's the one where the Fonz goes back to high school. Do you remember that one? Anybody?
Yes, I actually do.
So
yes.
He goes back. He's sneaking around, and he's with. And I swear to you, Mike, Stacy, a light bulb kind of. And I go, you know what? I'm going for it. No, enough. I'm gonna go do this, and I finished it. I did it.
Good for
and
you.
I even got to walk across the stage with the high school that I originally was going to.
But don't stop there. What's the name of your high school, Nick?
Balboa High School.
Oh,
yeah, that makes sense because Balboa out there, there's a whole neighborhood called Balboa Park.
Yeah, there's a whole thing or whatever. So anyway, that was the thing. And like I said, it was just a thing, an inner thing, and nobody was gonna stop me, basically, right? I'm just gonna do this, and I'm an older guy. I'm already out. Like I'm an older guy.
He's a grown man.
I got kids, and I did it. I did it.
Good for you.
Yeah.
But what? That.
So did you go on stage to accept a diploma?
I did.
So so how old are you at that point?
So we're talking. Oh boy. So 07.
Wow.
Okay. So you're significantly older.
Yes.
Now we're class of 87.
We're class of 87. That's our regular class.
Okay, I was class of 86, so we're essentially the same age.
Right.
Yeah.
So, what goes through your mind, guys? Let me just say this: I have to this day nightmares that I am still back in high school, failing, going to summer school, that I can't get out of high school. I'm getting ready in my bedroom in the 1980s, and I have to come down. I'm talking to my parents. You guys know how real dreams are.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to get out of high school, and I'm trying to say to myself, okay, you have a trigonometry test today. You have a history test today, whatever. And it's all real. And it's my biggest fear, having to go back to high school. What goes through your mind the morning you're making your way to the school to get your graduation? What happened?
Not only that, Mike, not only getting that feeling, but so I popped up, but then I also forgot at that time. I remember I was like getting myself ready and doing it, but I also forgot I had to give the speech.
Oh,
wow.
So I had to give the speech. So I did.
Because you're older, because you're going back. That's why they want you to. Okay. That's a Rocky moment.
And I broke down a couple of times because it was really, really weird. My kids were there to see it. And
wow.
So it was like a big deal. And so it's a big moment in my life. And that's where that whole Rocky thing. That's
Jesus
what I'm
Christ. You should be proud of yourself.
Yeah,
you ought to be proud as hell of yourself.
Yeah.
Guys, I got 2 questions and then I'm letting you out of here. Okay. I'm going to go with Nick first.
Okay.
Nick.
Yes.
You go back to a 18-year-old Nick. What do you tell you? What do you tell yourself?
Woo! What do I tell myself? Okay, let's see.
And you only have 30 seconds.
Okay,
what do you tell yourself?
Don't take everything so serious.
Oh,
don't take everything so serious. Yeah. Don't take everything so serious.
Okay, you've got 30 seconds. You're in an elevator with Sylvester Stallone. What do you say to him?
Why did you sell your stuff?
Yeah.
Why did you sell your stuff?
Gotcha.
That's it. I just wanted like his what you know what I mean? When we were looking at all that stuff kind of going away, we were going, no, please. Just keep it. It should be
in 2015 you're talking about when he sells the jackets and the tiger jackets and all that
stuff. Yeah. What was it? The Julian's thing. And, me and Rick had like what do you got?
Heritage and Julian's.
We'll curate it for you. We'll hold it for you. Yeah. You can come whenever you want.
Oh, I have several thoughts on that. Rick. All right, Rick. You go back and you see your 18-year-old self. What do you say to yourself?
Make sure every single day of their remaining lives, you tell those that are close to you that you love them so much. My actions speak louder than words. That is true. My actions really do, because I like to be a good friend to people, a good mate to those that I know, my loving parents. But every single day, hey, Mom, Dad, just let me reiterate. I love you so much for everything.
Oh, beautiful.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay. You're at a big dinner party. You're in a skyscraper somewhere, New York, Philadelphia, LA. You walk into an elevator. Sylvester Stallone is there. You've got 30 seconds in between floors. What do you say to Sly?
Well, my jokey one is, I imagine, Mr. Stallone, you're going to the penthouse, and I push the P on the elevator so you can go all the way up to the top. But no, honestly, I that's a question that I've kind of asked myself throughout the years.
Yeah.
And I think it's a very simple one, and it's just this. Mr. Stallone, thank you for all the hours of entertainment that you have brought me, my mates, and people that have known you through the silver screen throughout the decades. Just thank you so much. And not particularly the Rocky character, because we love all the movies, whether it's Oscar, Rhinestone, etc. Thank you for the entertainment and the happiness that you brought to me and the people that I know. And that would be very simple. Yeah.
Love it.
Stacy,
guys.
Stacy,
Man.
when you booked these guys, I was like, I don't know.
Oh, no, you were not like that. You were not.
No, I'm kidding. I'm teasing. No, these are two grown men who understand the Rocky philosophy, Rocky fans, and they also are very aware of their own beliefs in the way life has treated them. And I want to really thank you guys for coming here. No, this is on us. This is on Stacy and I. We thank you for taking time out of your day to come here, sit with us, talk and open up and tell your life to our audience.
Sure.
And I hope in the future, I would love to have you guys back on. And maybe instead of so personal, we'll go, because we kind of know you now. Maybe we'll do a Rocky review. Let's talk about Rocky 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Let's do that. Let's do that.
Let's just vamp.
Let's do it up. And I know, Stacy, you know how you curate things. Knowing you now a little bit better, and we had a chance to talk on the phone before today, we know that Miss Stacy would want to start off the conversation with Rocky 3, the best movie in the Rocky franchise.
Clearly.
So I'm down. Mike is down. Nick, we'll see how he's feeling that day. But it sounds like a great time because Nick kind of called it. Okay, Nick kind of called it, and he goes, Rick, I think when this thing is over and we've settled down, I think we really have made some new friends. We're not just going to communicate with on this forum today, but these are people we're going to start communicating with moving forward. Because we're on the West Coast, Stacy's in Nashville, you're in Philadelphia, and I think we all have a different perspective and fun things that come into our world from where we are at. So new friends, absolutely, and it's just been a pleasure, and what a ride.
Absolutely. It's been a pleasure, guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. You guys.
We thank you so much. And guys, until we see you again, keep
punching.
Punching.
Keep punching.
Right.
Don't be a crumb bum.
Don't be a crumb bum.
Yourself today.
Rocky, bro.
Do. Take it back. Bye, guys. Thank you so much.
Take care and have a beautiful day, guys.
Pleasure, guys. Thank you
so much.
Bye-bye. Oh, I am so happy. I just love them. Love them.
They got great energy.
Fabulous energy.
Good guys.
Yep. Just the best.
I mean, we said it all. There's nothing else. Those guys, their energy speaks for itself.
Yes.
They get it. Okay.
Oh.
So here's the thing for me. We started this podcast by fans, for fans, about fans.
Yeah.
These are guys who have took their fingers and put it into the veins of Rocky fans. They just suck it in and they get it.
Yeah.
And they put it out on their Instagram page. These guys really understand Rocky from old school Rocky.
Right.
They really, really do. And that's why I think I can connect with these guys way more because of that. They understand like the whole event thing.
Yeah.
That really strikes me hard because I don't have, there's a lot of people left our age, Stacy, who experience the same thing, but they're not in my life.
Right.
They're not in my life. There's very few people I can talk to, like the Rocky Brothers, 1979, that understand this. And I'm really glad you booked them.
Yeah.
I'm really glad.
Thank you. And they have all the things. They have all the qualities and the positivity and the keep going. And I didn't get to tell Nick, but when I was in nursing school, I had to repeat a semester, and it was really embarrassing having to go back. Wow. And I missed that minimum by half a point, half a percentage point. The minimum for that class was an 83. You had to have an 83 or better to continue. I had an 82.4 but whatever. They didn't round it up. Right. And I had to go back, and that was very embarrassing. So I'm just proud of him for going back, and it's a different kind of success when you had to go do it again.
What does Apollo say to Rocky? You beat me by 1 second. 1 second is very hard to live. Right. Yeah. 1 second is very hard to live for a man. Exactly.
Yeah. I almost would have rather have blown it and understood,
not even close.
Right. But it was like this close, and I didn't get it. So I had to go back to the class that was, behind me. So then you show up. Wait a minute, didn't you graduate last year? Oh, no, you didn't. Oh, so then it's like that whole oh God.
Right.
But I understood that. I understood that feeling, and I'm proud of him for going back and
that's incredible.
Not quitting. So love you guys. Thank you so much. What a wonderful, wonderful episode. And I think we're going to wrap it up. This is one of our longest. I think this might be our longest one. And see, this is what I mean. It never gets old when you click in with someone who truly gets that Rocky energy like these two. Boom. You can do it. It's 2 hours. We're getting on to 2 hours. I could talk to them for 2 more days, but love them. So Michael, where can people find you?
My buddy Jim Toscano, who actually called during the podcast. Jim Toscano, I didn't answer, but Jim Toscano's a director out of Detroit, and he made a little movie about my life called The Pretender. And it's basically on all streaming platforms except Netflix, because Netflix is they're fools. They didn't go with it. So I wrote a little book called Cue the Rocky Music, which I'm actually rereading right now. I really am. I've been rereading it, and I'll tell you what, two things are happening to me. I notice more flaws, and I fall more in love with the writing. I really did a decent job writing. I really did. I was surprised. I reread it. And you can find me at the Yo Philly Film Tour on Instagram and over at TikTok. So check us out. Stacy, where can people find you?
I am over at Had Me at Yo on Instagram, as well as The Rocky Files. And on Facebook, we are at The Rocky Files Podcast.
Oh, that is so wonderful.
Wow.
Stacy, I have had a wonderful time with you. I am going to run to the bathroom.
Me too.
I'm going to go watch a movie. So until next week, my friend, see ya. And keep punching.
Keep punching.
Bye.
Bye-bye.